Hello everyone, and welcome to this pick a card reading where we'll be taking a look at a soulmate that you will be meeting in this lifetime. Physical traits, personality traits, the whole thing. It's going to be quite detailed here. So I have 5 piles for you here today. I have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4, and pile number 5. I do want to say that it's more than okay to feel drawn to more than one pile in this reading. It could be that your spirit guides, your spiritual team, your higher self, whatever it is, wants to bring to your attention, more than one soulmate that you could be meeting in this life. So, feel free, if you feel drawn to more than one pile, to watch both piles, or it could just be the same soulmate and just additional information on them as well. But I'm going to give you a few moments to choose now, and once you do, I do have timestamps in the description box below so you can jump straight into it. All right, if you have chosen your pile, feel free to jump straight into it. If you need more time, it's more than okay to pause until you have chosen your pile. If you are having trouble, I do recommend just closing your eyes, taking a few deep breaths, trying your best to clear your mind, and asking your spiritual team to help direct you to the pile that has the messages for you. And it will usually be the pile that catches your attention first, or that you just can't take your eyes away from, that you keep being drawn back to. But let's go ahead and get started. Hello pile 1, and welcome to your reading. So today we are going to be taking a look at a soulmate that you will meet in this lifetime. So we'll be taking a look at who they are, their personality traits, their physical traits potentially, how your connection is going to look like, what it's going to look like, just anything that wants to come out about this soulmate of yours. So I have your tarot cards here, and once we get through these, I have additional oracle cards that we will pull from just to get additional messages. And once we pull through those, I have these song cards that I made specifically for this reading, with songs that kind of, to me, really remind me of a soulmate connection. And then I also have physical and personality traits that I have written down that we will also be pulling from and taking a look at those as well. So this is going to be an extremely detailed reading, but let's go ahead and take a look at your tarot cards. So you got the 3 of Wands in reverse, the 2 of Wands upright, ooh, the Ace of Cups upright, okay, the Knight of Cups in reverse, and the 5 of Wands upright. Okay. All right, I'm already getting messages here, but I'm just trying to situate the cards. All right, so I want to go ahead and first talk about this 3 of Wands in reverse and this 2 of Wands upright. So this person, I feel like when I saw these cards, I heard a false start in my head. So I feel like this person was specifically, I'm hearing like a romantic relationship this person was in that they thought was this strong soulmate connection, and they felt so passionately about it, and they thought they had found the one, and it kind of just fell through. And so for a long while, they were just waiting. And they probably even doubted love for a while, and if it even existed. And I just feel like they were very hurt and disappointed by this relationship, and it kind of had them step away from pursuing any sort of relationship at all. Now, this could have been a friendship type thing, like if it was like a really close friend. But to be honest, the energy I'm feeling is mostly romantic here. And like this was a romantic connection this person stepped away from, or maybe both of them just stepped away because it wasn't working out. But this person like thought, like when they were in that past relationship, they definitely thought that that person was the one, and they had found their one true love, and that they were going to live happily ever after, and it kind of just didn't happen. And so they really doubted love in general, and just the concept of a soulmate in general. And I do want to say that soulmates don't have to be only romantic connections, just to clear that up for anybody. But with this, yeah, it was definitely hard and a difficult time for them. But then we have this Ace of Cups here, and I feel like through meeting you, they're gonna truly know what it feels like to have met a soulmate in this lifetime. Because I feel like when they meet you, they are still going to be in this place of not really pursuing anything romantic, not really wanting a romantic partner or anything like that. And then they're going to meet you, and it's just like, I'm getting such, like, you're going, like, such hopeful energy. Like, you're going to rekindle that hope within them. And they might be a bit scared at first. They might be a bit shy at first with this Knight of Cups in reverse. Like, they like, you're going to seem like too good to be true, too good to be real. Whether this is a romantic whether this ends up being a romantic connection or a friendship connection, though I am getting that this would be a romantic connection, for those of you who are looking for one. But with this Knight of Cups in reverse, and with this Ace of Cups, it's really gonna be like you're gonna feel too good to be true, and they are going to go through this period of, just because they had this past relationship where they thought they were with the one, they are going to go through this period of sort of doubting themselves and doubting if their connection with you is really real, and if it may turn like they're going to wonder, like, oh man, what if it turns out exactly like it did in the past? And so when you first meet them and when you guys start to get to know each other, they may seem a bit closed off, a bit reserved, a bit shy. Maybe they won't initiate things a lot. But as this connection strengthens, as just being around you gets them to open up and be more free, you're definitely going to be able to see like their true self. Like, I feel like what they come off of at first isn't necessarily gonna align with who they really are, like what you really see on the inside, just because of these past relationships or this specific past relationship that they've been in. They may not show you everything all at once. You may kind of have to work to get them to open up a little bit. And it's not going to be hard for you. It's not like they're going to close you off. It's just going to be kind of like having to unwrap a gift, you know? Like, there's not going to be a lot of resistance there, but it is kind of covered. Or taking like a covering, like a veil off of an object or something like that. It's not like you're going to have to battle it, like you're going to have to open up an oyster and really work at it. It's just going to kind of be a process. And it may take a bit of time for both of you to get to know each other, just because of the circumstance, but there is going to be genuine love and kind feelings here with this Ace of Cups upright. Like, you guys are really just gonna click right off the bat. Even though it may seem at the surface like that you guys may not, like, this person on the surface may not necessarily be your ideal type, and you with this person as well. Like, I feel like there's gonna be a surprise here. Like I said, like opening up a gift. Like, you guys are gonna continue to talk and grow closer, and it's gonna come to light like, oh wow, we really are kind of similar, or we really do mesh well, even though we may be a bit different. Like with this Five of Wands, I feel like you are gonna have some differences, but they're gonna be complementary differences, and you guys are really going to connect and agree on the things that count in this world. So like, maybe you guys come from different cultures and you do things a different way, or you have different foods that you like. And yeah, you differ there. But when it comes to what matters to you, what you value, your different views on the world, your perspectives on the world, it's good. You guys are going to really agree on that. So definitely something to look forward to. I also see with this Five of Wands that both of you are kind of like, I don't want to say rebels, but I feel like you both are very unique, and you're going to align and agree on those things. And both of you are kind of going to go against the grain or go against societal norms in some way with this Five of Wands upright. Because if you look at the imagery, it's like all these foxes, and there's like a rabbit here. They're all moving in this direction. They're all jumping in this direction over here. And then you have this man here who's going in the total opposite direction. And I feel like that's going to be you guys, where you're really going to break a lot of standards, break a lot of norms through your relationship. So this person could be, like I said, a different culture from you, and maybe you grew up in a society where you only marry in your culture. Maybe they're just going to come from a different like financial status from you than you, and so there's going to be different rules and things like that as well. They may speak a different language from you, may come from a different country. Like there's just going to be differences between you, and they may not seem like your ideal type at first, but as you get to know this person, you guys are definitely going to click in a way that neither of you have ever experienced before. Like this is going to be a connection that you have never experienced before, and same thing with this person. And they're going to think like, wow, I really thought this other person, this other relationship, this other connection was my soulmate, that I was going to stay with that person forever. Like it's nothing. They're going to be like, that felt nothing compared to what I'm feeling now. But yeah, with this Knight of Cups, I do want to reiterate here that this person may come off as a bit shy and a bit reserved at first just because of their past, but over time they're definitely going to open up a bit more to you, and you're really going to be able to see who they actually are, their true self that maybe they have been hiding for a very long time, or just I'm just getting like, and we have the water here where it's like what you see on the surface is not necessarily what is going to be below. Like that's just the tip of the iceberg there. Like, so maybe this person may come off as a bit like, I don't know, like superficial at first, or just interested in more surface level things. And maybe you too, and I don't just mean superficial like, you know, material wealth and objects and things like that, but also like they may only have a surface level connection with you for a while, where you just talk about like, oh, the weather's pretty cool, blah 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 blah. Like maybe it's like a coworker or something, and you guys just talk about the weather every day, or you say good morning to each other, and that's it. But somehow you guys are really going to get to know each other a lot more, and that's when you're really going to click, and you're really going to be like, wow, you know, we have a lot more similarities than we realized at first. But let's get some more cards here for what this soulmate is going to be like for you guys. A soulmate you will meet in this lifetime. All right, we'll get one more. I'm going to take all three of these actually. So we have here child wounded with the light attributes, awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. Then we have shadow attributes, blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resists moving on through forgiveness, and it came out in reverse, so we're going to keep it that way, and I'll go through that once I read these other ones. And then we have advocate as the next card. Light attribute inspires you to put compassion into action. And we have the shadow attribute, embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. And then we have here martyr with the light attribute, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. Shadow attribute, addiction to self-pity. So, let me just... All right, so let's see where I want to start first. I want to start first with this Advocate and Martyr card, because they kind of, sorry, let me just get this hair out of the way, because they kind of relate to one another in a way. I feel like, you know what, I'm actually going to put them together. So, because the first thing I got here was, you might meet this person if you're somebody who does a lot of volunteering, a lot of like charity work, or even going to like rallies or protests for things you believe in, then you may meet this person there, and that's one of the ways you kind of come together. And so maybe like when you first meet them in the first couple of weeks, like that's only what you really talk about. You don't really talk about yourselves, only like the work that you do. But as you get to know this person, both of you are going to open up more and more and more. And so that's something that you really agree on, is this sort of volunteer work, charity work, giving back to the community somehow, especially if you grew up in a you know, with this child wounded card, especially if you grew up in a community where you didn't receive compassion and kindness as a child, or maybe you grew up in poverty, maybe you didn't have a lot of access to the essentials for survival when you were younger, and so now that you are older, you kind of want to give back, and that you may have similar childhoods, I'm hearing, both of you, and that may be a like how you connect, because you guys can relate to each other because of your similar childhoods, even if you grew up in a different environment or in a different country, different culture. You guys may have the same childhood or similar childhood experiences and similar childhood wounds, and so both of you are able to, if you haven't been, like maybe you're working on healing them, and then through meeting this person, that healing increases as well. But I definitely feel like through meeting this person, both of you guys are going to really open up your heart space here. And because we have this martyr, and I'm just looking at the imagery here of this person kind of like flying through air, and then there's like hearts here, and he's wearing a green shirt, which is the color of unconditional love and the heart chakra. And so I feel like both of you, through meeting each other, are really, really, really going to have to trigger a lot of healing of your heart space, of your heart, through this connection here. And if you aren't somebody who does volunteer work or charity work, then perhaps through meeting this person, you guys both come together and it's like, you know what, I think it'd be really cool if we did this. And so you go and you volunteer together, or you even open up your own charity together, your own nonprofit organization together, helping children who were like you, who are going through the same experiences that you did. I don't know why I'm getting the message that maybe one of you kind of survived a natural disaster when you were a kid, and it kind of upended your home, your living situation. So both of you I feel like both of your childhoods were kind of filled with instability, but you managed to get out of it with this Five of Wands I'm seeing. With this specific imagery on the card, I always see this card in this deck as like going against the grain, and like where everybody's fighting, and you choosing peace. We also have the Advocate and the Martyr there as well, yeah. Or just going in a different direction from all these other people around you, or all these beings around you. So maybe both of you are kind of also like the black sheep of your family, or just your neighborhood, your environment of where you grew up. And yeah, because I did mention if you came back, that you guys will most likely come from different cultures. So if your culture is one that really encourages you to marry only in your culture, and then you decide not to, it's like both of you are going to kind of go against that norm there. So definitely both of you definitely could be some sort of activist, or you just bring attention to you're not afraid to bring attention to what you don't think is right in your culture, in your society, in your environment, your current environment. And that's why we have this martyr. Like, you're not afraid to be the martyr, and to truly dedicate yourselves to what you believe in. And so both of you are really going to align in that way. And I'm getting a message here, very specific random message, just by looking at the Child Wounded card, and then the Three of Wands in reverse, and the Two of Wands. You and or your soulmate may have been in a sort of like an arranged marriage by your parents, or maybe you were kind of being pushed, or this person was being pushed to get married by a certain age, and they kind of succumbed to that pressure, but now they've finally broken away from it. So, and they kind of like, you know what, forget it. I don't ever want to get married, etc. Something like that. And then, you know, you come in and it's like, man, I could see myself marrying this person, or I really like this person. Like, this person's definitely not going to be looking for any sort of long-term commitment when you meet them, but through meeting you, it's going to be like, you know, that's the person that I'm meant to be with. Let's get some more cards here for what your soulmate is going to be like. Pile 1. We'll get one more here. Okay. So we have here Firefly in reverse, and we had Stingray in reverse underneath that. And then it was Fish in reverse. Yeah, with the Fish card, they're definitely not going to be looking for any sort of commitment when they meet you. And that's why it may be surface level when you first meet them. Like, they may not necessarily take the initiative to get to know you or anything, but somehow you guys are gonna like get to know each other anyways, whether it's just by proximity, just by always being next to each other, because you volunteer at the same place, or they're a coworker, or you meet each other at some sort of rally, some sort of protest, and you start going to protests together. But then it's like, that's where they draw the line, until eventually you guys start meeting outside of those protests, outside of work, outside of whatever this professional or public spaces. That's the thing. You guys are really going to meet in like more public, chaotic spaces at first with this Five of Wands, with a lot of people, a lot of different energies coming through. And then, but once you guys get to the point where you start meeting each other like alone, or in more informal settings, more intimate settings, that's when you're truly going to get to know each other as well. Oh, and this, I don't think this has anything to do with what the guidebook says here, but with the Firefly in reverse, it is really reminding me of like, if you were to see it upright, it's like, there's like this spotlight, you know, and it's like what I'm seeing with this Firefly, it's like upright, it's like the public eye, the public space, a lot of eyes on you. But in reverse, it's like, this is when you're going to be able to just, I don't know why I'm seeing like just a candlelight dinner or something, or going out for coffee. That's when you're really going to get to know each other. And with the Fish in reverse, the Fish in reverse is all about like, when you think of fish, I mean, they're so slippery. And because just fish energy and water energy in general, and I was talking about water energy here, it's very flexible and adaptable. And because of that, it can lead to being quite non-committal and flaky and things like that. I feel like that's how this person is going to be like at first, where they're not really looking for anything. They're not looking for any sort of friendship, romantic connection, whatever it is. But as you get to know them, it's like you're going to be introduced to a whole new world, a whole new different person. And this person may be of Pisces or just have a lot of water signs, or have a lot of placements in water signs, just with this fish. And just because water signs in general can be a bit reserved, a bit depending on their whole birth chart, but I'm just talking about water sign energy in general can be a bit more reserved and private. And that's why I feel like you're not going to be introduced to the whole person all at once. They are not the type to where they're to like, I don't want to say they're fake, because they're not fake, but they're just not very public about their entire life. You know, they're just a more private person. And yeah, like they may seem cold on the surface, but once you get to know them and they start like liking you and showing their feelings for you, they're gonna be, that's why I saw like the candlelight dinner. Like they're actually gonna be so much more romantic than like you may have assumed, may have realized on the surface. Because we do have the Knight of Cups in reverse, who is definitely a romantic. And then with Pisces, like Pisces may, or just water energy in general, may come off as a bit, like no matter what mask they try to put on, no matter how hard they try to hide it, like they really are romantics at heart. And with the firefly energy, and like when you look at a firefly, the light, like it comes and then it goes super fast. Like you really have to be looking to be able to see it and enjoy it in that 1 second that it happens, or half a second that you're able to enjoy that firefly light. But we have it in reverse, and so I feel like I said, you're not going to be able to see that light right off the bat, because I feel like this person tries to hide it. They put up a tough exterior to protect their soft interior, basically. And because I feel like they are very sensitive. And because of that, and because probably in past experiences it has not worked out the best for them and has left them feeling more burnt out and like taken from, like I feel like this person takes on energy easily, and this person's energy is just so, like I feel like this is the type of person where people are drawn to like a firefly. People are drawn to this person like a firefly, and because of that, it's easy for them to drain that person's energy. And so this person puts up a very, very hard exterior to protect themselves. And it's not like they're trying to be fake. It's not like they're trying to put off a persona that they like aren't actually are. That doesn't make sense, sorry. It's not like they're trying to put up this facade because they want to trick people. That's not what they're doing. It's because they've been wounded in the past. And so they want to protect themselves. And so like you, because they really resonate with your energy, that is why you're going to be able to get them to open up without that much work. Like they're going to want to open up to you. And yeah, I feel like both of you are really, this is like a random message, but I feel like both of you are really going, like you're going to meet at night. I don't know why, like maybe your jobs take up a lot of your time, or maybe you go to the same place at night, or both of you just really like the night. You really like going out at night. So I feel like a lot of you guys are really going to have a lot of nice times just going someplace at night. I don't know why I'm seeing like sitting next to a pond in a forested area at night. That may be a place you guys like to go to sort of get away from everything, because I feel like maybe you're similar to this person where you protect yourself as well, because you don't want people, like you take on other people's energy easily, and being around a lot of people drain you. So both of you could be introverts, if that's a label that resonates with you. And so I feel like a lot of your time is going to be spent, like both, I'm getting the message that both of you act like you're extroverts and you come off as these outgoing people, and that's why you may meet in a public space like a rally, or I don't know why I keep getting this sort of like rally or protest, or like maybe like a parade. Like I don't know why I'm getting pride. Like maybe you meet you like going to the pride parade, so you and that's where you guys meet each other, something like that. Some very public space with a lot of people, that's where you're gonna meet, and that's where you're gonna keep meeting for a few times until you actually kind of get to a place where you start meeting alone, and that's when you really are going to start understanding and getting to know each other better. And that's where you're going to realize both of you prefer being alone and meeting like that alone than in a very public space with all of those people. But let's get some more cards here. Pile 1. What your soulmate? Oh, okay. Reconnect. Secrets lurk in the captive shadows deep in the woods. Like, yeah, I don't know why I keep seeing like you guys meeting in darkness, meeting at night. And I don't mean like, I mean, it could be in like a more intimate way, but I just mean like that's where you guys, that like you guys really relish and connect to nighttime, because it's where it's more slowed down, it's more quiet and calm, you know. You guys just both will prefer nighttime. Maybe you'll both be night owls, things like that. And we have patience. Everything can be accomplished at nature's pace. Yeah. So this person with reconnect coming out, and we have risk on the bottom of the deck. And I feel like both of you will be taking a risk by the first time you decide to like sort of meet up just by yourselves alone. But with reconnect, I feel like both of you are going to be able to connect to each other's souls, I'm hearing, because I feel like both of you put up this very tough exterior, and because of that, you guys recognize each other like, okay, you know what? You put up a tough exterior, but I know what's hidden beneath. And both of you are going to recognize that in each other and know like there's so much more than just what you show to the general world. And that's why it's going to take patience, because both of you are going to, it's going to take some time for both of you to feel comfortable enough to open up to each other. But once you do, it's like this Ace of Cups here, and this Ace of Cups is in the middle. And it's like both of you guys are just going to click, and it's going to be like, wow, I never knew this about you. And you're going to realize you guys have so much in common than just what was seen on the surface. And you guys are, your souls are just, I mean, it is a soulmate connection, and that's usually how it is, where your souls are just going to recognize each other. Just because you guys may seem different on the surface, just because you guys sort of have this very tough exterior, this very strong mask that you put on, both of you are going to be able to see the truth in each other. And that's why you guys are going to keep coming back to each other and growing closer, because you can recognize this other person's soul and who they really are. At some level you will be able to, and that person can in you as well, and know that you two are connected. But pile 1, I don't know if I want to do songs first or physical traits. I think I'm gonna do songs first. So let's just get some song cards for you, pile 1. Okay. So you got, okay, She by Dodie. Okay, so this definitely may be, I did mention pride before, so this may be a same-sex relationship, if that is something that you are interested in. You know, if that's how you, if you are attracted to people of the same sex, then this will be somebody who is the same as you, or just part of the LGBT community as well. Just because this song is, and I feel like that's why maybe you guys, I feel like that's why maybe you guys kind of, like it takes a bit of time for you to get to know each other and really like connect romantically, because you know how it's like especially when it comes to women and things like that. It's like, okay, is she being nice to me or is she interested in me romantically? And I feel like both of you guys are kind of going to be wary of each other. Like, oh, okay, is she just being nice to me, or does she like me romantically? Now, that's only if you are interested in that, of course. Like, else we'll get through the song as well. But all right, sorry about that, guys. I got interrupted, but yes, we're gonna go through this song, but let's get the other song here. Okay, look at that, Shelter by Phineas. Like, first of all, I feel like both of you are kind of just like gonna be like a rebel couple here, or friends, something like that. It's gonna be a connection where both of you are kind of perhaps like black, oh, I did mention that, like black sheeps of your family, outcasts, rebels. For some of you, it's gonna be maybe because of the way you identify, or who you are attracted to, because you may be attracted to, like, you may be gay, bisexual, lesbian, pansexual, you know, whatever you associate yourself as, whatever you label yourself or think of yourself as, if you label yourself anything. And so that could be perhaps what I was picking up on earlier, where maybe you kind of go against the grain or go against societal norms, like your societal norms, your culture, whatever it is. And you guys are really just gonna find, but it doesn't have to be that. It could just be, maybe, as I said before, maybe you come from two different cultures, and so there's a lot of, and by doing so, you kind of go against your cultural norms, whatever it is. But you guys are definitely going to find safety in each other. And like I'm saying, it's something to do with like family, or just the culture that you were grown up, where both of you kind of have stepped away from it in a way, or just have gone your own way, rather than, like, you've paved your own path rather than following the path of your family members or what they wanted for you. And both of you are going to find solace in each other because of that, because you have gone through a very similar experience. You've had similar childhood experiences and just past experiences, and that's a way that you're really going to be able to connect and relate to one another. But I do want to just look at the lyrics of these two songs and point out the ones that stand out to me. And like, I really recommend you listen to both of these songs, because both of them are just like really, really sweet, especially this song. And like, this song always just, the images I get in my head are just like so cozy, and it's like just really, I don't know, man. It's like the epitome of sapphic love. What can I say? I just really love the vibes of this song. But some of the lyrics that point out to me with this one is, and it says, I'd never tell, no, I'd never say a word. And she's just talking about this other woman that she really is like admires and is attracted to and cares about. And I feel like that reminds me of this Knight of Cups, where I feel like this person especially, and perhaps you as well, are just kind of gonna be, you're really going to kind of walk on eggshells around each other at first, and it may take a bit for both of you to open up to each other, even if you all do have feelings for each other. That's just a vibe I was getting with it. And then the other one is, and I'll be okay, admiring from afar, because even when she's next to me, we could never be more far apart. And that reminds me of kind of like, at first you guys are gonna feel like you're so different, like you're so far apart, that you guys perhaps like would never be able to get along, but somehow you're still gonna be drawn to each other, and you're gonna realize, you know what, my first assumptions about this person was not correct. On the surface level, when your souls, I feel like, have known each other for a very long time, and that's why, despite what you see on the surface, you're still going to be able to connect, and you're still going to find something very familiar in them because of that. And yeah, with this song, it's really like you guys are going to find shelter with each other and safety, and you're just going to feel so, like, at some point, like, I don't think this is going to be, like, you may feel an inkling like this at first, but I feel like as your connection develops, you're really just going to find such safety and security with each other. And it's kind of like this, us two against the world vibe I'm getting here with shelter. But let's get some physical and personality traits here, pile 1 for you. We'll get a couple more here. Okay. So we have observant. Okay, this person is going to be very observant. And I feel like specifically what I'm getting is they're going to be pretty observant of like you. And I feel like we even had it in the She song where they were like, and I'll be okay admiring from afar. I feel like they're going to, for a while, I feel like they'll admire you from afar and won't really approach you with this Knight of Cups, or they won't like I said, they won't be that initiative towards you at first, just because of past experiences and the fact that they, like I said, it's going to be very surface level at first, but they are going to be observant. They're just going to be observant in general as well, I feel like, and very perceptive. And then we have here blue eyes. Okay, so they'll have potentially blue eyes, and we do have quite a bit of blue here as well. And then we have, okay, we have green eyes. So may have blue or green eyes, but I feel like with that, it's just they'll have light colored eyes. Okay, beautiful. So you're definitely, I feel like they're gonna have this sort of ethereal, mermaidy type beautiful, just because I'm really getting a lot of water energy here. And yeah. And then we have here short hair. Strong. So they may be pretty toned. Like, they may be very physically strong, stronger than maybe they perhaps look, but also just like courageous and strong, like a strong personality, or they may have a lot of strong views on things, or they've been through a lot, so people would call them strong because they've been through a lot. And a hugger, and they'll be a hugger. Once you, like, so, yeah, I'm getting the message that, like, maybe they come off as somebody who doesn't like physical contact, or they even say it themselves, oh, I'm not a hugger, I don't like physical contact, when really, the people who get really close to them and are able to get really close to them, which would be you included, that's when you realize, oh, so you are a hugger, you do like hugs, and they'll probably hug you a lot and give you, like, really tight, strong hugs. But that is all I'm seeing for you here today, pile 1. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you are having a wonderful February, but I'll see you in the next video. Hello, pile 2, and welcome to your reading. So in today's pick a card reading, we are taking a look at a soulmate that you will be meeting in this lifetime. So I have your tarot cards here, and we're just gonna take a look at any personality and physical traits that come out, and any background stuff that comes out, how your connection will be, just anything that wants to come out in regards to this soulmate. And then I will pull additional oracle cards that I have as well. And then towards the end, I have these song cards that I made specifically for this reading that kind of like are songs that remind me of soulmates and soulmate connections. And then I have physical and personality traits that I've also written down that we can pull from as well. But let's go ahead and get started with your tarot cards. So you got the 3 of Wands in reverse, the 2 of Wands upright, the Page of Swords upright, the 7 of Cups upright, and then the 5 of Swords in reverse. Okay. Let me just get these situated. Just gonna move these a bit here. Okay, so you may have been drawn to another pile because that pile got the Three of Wands in reverse and the Two of Wands upright in the same exact position here as the first two cards. And like, I completely reshuffle the cards after each pile, or before each pile, I guess you could say, in preparation. So the fact that these two cards came out again in the same exact spot, in the same exact order, is definitely significant. So if you are drawn to another pile, I would definitely check that pile out. It could be that it's just more information on the same soulmate, or it's a different soulmate as well, because you can't have more than one soulmate. But I am getting a different message with these cards where when I first saw this Two of Wands, what came into my head was watching and waiting. And it does make sense with this Page of Swords as well, because the Page of Swords can kind of be like a spying card, I guess you could say. And just with the imagery of this Two of Wands, it's like this person is sitting there watching and waiting and preparing. And I feel like this person is going to be an admirer of yours before you actually meet them. And it could be through the internet, through social media, that maybe you have a very big social media presence, or you just are on social media a lot. Somehow they are drawn to you through the internet, or maybe you post videos on YouTube, or you have a podcast, or anything, something like that, something having to do with the internet. I feel like that's actually how you two are going to meet, is through the internet. And they are kind of like, I feel like they'll be like a follower of yours or a subscriber of yours before you actually get to know them. Like, they're definitely going to be an admirer from afar at first, until you guys actually meet and actually initiate contact here. And it makes sense with the Three of Wands as well, where the Three of Wands is kind of not taking those first steps to get somewhere, to get what you've been preparing for. The Three of Wands is a card of hesitation, as is the Two of Wands, where the hesitation with the Two of Wands is because they feel like they need to prepare more and before they can make some sort of first step. And I feel like, yeah, your person definitely is going to be some sort of secret admirer here. And maybe not even secret, but some sort of admirer. And perhaps you have a lot of admirers with the Seven of Cups, which often can represent opportunities, choices. But I feel like it's more... And with this Page of Swords, actually, the imagery on the Page of Swords, you can see this woman and she's kind of flocked by all these geese around her. So it could be that you have quite a big social media presence, and this person is one of those people who kind of admires you, follows you, things like that. But once contact is initiated here, once you guys meet each other, I feel like you guys are going to be so complementary to each other with the Seven of Cups. And just with the imagery of it, I'm looking at the imagery, the Seven of Cups imagery, it's like this person's holding a map, and while the other person is like pointing to there. And it's like you guys are really going to work really well together, I feel like, and make up for each other's weaknesses. So it could be that if you say you have a big social media presence, or you're just working on some sort of project, some sort of new endeavor, new business endeavor, new creative project, something like that, they're going to come in and they're going to help boost that project up as well. Like, they're going to help you with that, and it's going to make it like a lot more successful than it is now. Like, even if it's very successful now, it's just going to make it even more successful, I feel like, with their input, because I feel like they have a lot of input that they could bring to this, and you guys are just going to work very, very well together. And I feel like with this Five of Swords in reverse, this soulmate isn't going to be afraid to tell you how it is, even if it may start an argument. But I feel like it's not even going to start an argument, because I feel like both of you know that like both of you are able to take constructive criticism. And so that is how that's one of the reasons why you guys are going to work so well together, because you're going to be able to tell, like, hey, you know what, I don't like the way you did it, I don't like the way you did this, change it. Or I think it would be much better if we go in this direction. Like, I feel like you guys are going to be able to not be so defensive if the other person comes and says and like gives you a bit of constructive criticism. Like, you guys are going to be open to that because you know they're not trying to judge you or shame you or anything like that. They just want to make it better, make whatever you're doing even better. And that's why it's going to be such a successful relationship. And I feel like you're really going to build something together, or at least when you guys get together, so many new opportunities are going to open up for both of you. And I feel like I'm not really getting like a romantic connection here. It could be a romantic connection, but I feel like there's so many different ways this connection could come up for different people. Like, for some of you, it may be a romantic connection. For some of you, it could be a business partner that, you know, you become really close friends with and things like that. For others of you, it could be a really close friend. For some of you, it may even be a family member that comes in and helps you with this, and you guys grow very close together if you may have not been close before. Now, there is a potential that this person lives kind of at a distance from you, just with the 3 of Wands, 2 of Wands, and even the Page of Swords here, which could signify meeting over the internet, meeting over some sort of technology here. I feel it, and with the 7 of Cups, this kind of looks like they're traveling together and they're trying to find a place to settle almost. So I feel like, or a place to go. They're trying to find a place to go, which does make sense with the 7 of Cups. So I feel like this person may live at a distance from you, and it may be like a long distance connection for a little bit, but you guys will end up meeting. And I feel like this person is going to bring a lot of focus into your life, and they're really going to help you find a direction with whatever you're trying to build, wherever you're trying to go. They're really here to like sort of be some sort of guide for you, or to help you get through, like, on your new path. If you've taken some sort of new path, or if you've started something new, they're really coming in here to help you, almost like a guide. And it's not going to feel like if you've had people come to you in the past and be like, hey, I think you should do this, like with, say you're trying to start a new business, and you have so many people around you, so much information around you saying, hey, you should do it this way, or you should do it that way. And it's kind of like bombarding you, like it's kind of bombarded you for a very long time. You're like, man, I don't even know what to do anymore. And maybe you've kind of lost sight of your inner voice, your inner compass. This person is going to come in and it's going to shine light back onto it, where they're not going to take control. It's not like they're going to take control of this new project, or be like a dictator. They're going to be a guide. They're going to be a support. They're going to be somebody that you can seek advice from, and you know that it's going to be trustworthy advice because maybe they've just very knowledgeable about the subject, or they've been successful in that field, so they have a lot of experience. Whatever the case, they're not going to try to control what you do. They're just somebody that you can go to, get advice, and then you make the decision on your own. And it's not going to feel so you're not going to feel so defensive if they come to you and say, you know what, you weren't doing this right, you should do it this way, because you know that they're only trying to help you. Yeah, so that's definitely very interesting to see here. And when I saw the 5 of Swords in reverse, I did start hearing the song Enemy Fire by Bea Miller. So you may want to take a listen to that, because that could definitely be very much a message to you about this soulmate. So I definitely recommend taking a listen to that song, and just listening to the overall message of it, I feel like will really help you, or just really give you insight into how this relationship is going. And when I say relationship, I don't just mean romantic. I just mean this like connection with this person is going to play out a little bit, because I feel like they're really, really here to help you in some way and to help boost you up and support you during as you progress on this path. But let's get some more cards here. Pile 2 for the soulmate that you will be meeting in this lifetime. Okay. Get one more here. So we have here victim. Light attribute prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing each other or victimizing others. And then we have shadow attributes, playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries. Okay, and that reminds me of this 5 of Swords. And then we have here mediator, but it was in reverse. So we have light attributes, gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. Kind of sounds like the boundaries that they were talking about here, but we have shadow attribute, negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. Now, okay, various different messages have popped out there. So with the victim, it definitely reminds me of this 5 of Swords in reverse and the song I was talking about, Enemy Fire. You know what? I actually want to pull up the lyrics right now for that song. We're going to get into songs later, but this one, I don't know why, this one is just really sticking into my head. So the chorus goes like, come a little closer. You could be my soldier, keeping me safe from all who conspire, enemy fire. I'm looking for some shelter from the helter-skelter. Just keep me away from all who conspire. And I feel like that's what this person is going to do. This person, if you're going into some sort of new field or new territory, like I feel like when you meet this person, you're going to be going into some uncharted territory, some new territory, something new here. And this person is going to be your guide to this. And this person isn't going to allow people to take advantage of you. And they're really going to be here to teach you how to protect yourself in this field. They're going to give you the tools so that you can walk this path with confidence, that you can protect yourself and navigate this area easily. And with this mediator, I feel like this is what they're going to be protecting you from. So if you're like, maybe you like, I don't know why with the mediator, it just is reminding me of like law or like judicial things or business contracts, certain contracts, and like negotiating those, or some sort of field in psychology, something like that. And I feel like they're going to teach you how to find these people who have ulterior motives or hidden agendas, and so you can avoid them, so you can dodge them. Like, I feel like this person is going to be such a helpful guide for you when you are going into this new territory. And like with the 5 of Swords, this is like I'm hearing like they're going to defend you from all the vultures or whatever. Like they're going to defend you from certain people and certain forces that are trying to conspire against you as you move into some new uncharted territory during this time. And I don't know why, it's just these wings here. I heard in my head when I saw them that they're gonna almost seem like an angel-like. I feel like, and with the imagery of this card, it's like I feel like you're gonna be in a state of confusion just because you're starting something new and you just have just this new area to navigate, and they're gonna come in and they're gonna clear the way for you. They're gonna clear the path so that you can more easily tread on it. Because I feel like they've done this before. Whatever new thing you're gonna be going into in the future, they've done it before, and they have experienced this victimization. They've experienced these vultures trying to, I don't want to say vultures because vultures aren't, I know it's like a saying, but vulture, the animal, like they're not that bad, but they're gonna protect you from these forces that will try to conspire against you, that will try to bring you down and take advantage of you, because they've been there. They've had those people take advantage of them, and they've learned how to fight them off. So they're going to help you fight them off. And it's not like they're like I said, it's not like they're going to take control and you know, clear the way for you only. They're going to teach you how to do it yourself so that you can move forward and do it without them if need be. But let's get some more cards here. Pile 2 for just additional messages on this soulmate and their personality, things like that. So it could be that you meet this, like maybe you move somewhere. I'm getting the message that perhaps when you when you move somewhere new, maybe to a completely new place, maybe because to pursue a certain career field, or you just have always wanted to go there, whatever it is, this is where you're going to meet this person once you move, and they're going to help you navigate the city or the town and the people in it. Like, they're going to show you the best places to eat. They're going to show you the best places to hang out. They're going to show you the places to avoid. They're going to teach you the culture, the societal norms there. It could even be that you're moving to a whole different country, and that's where you're going to meet this person, and they're going to show you, like, you know what, this is how you avoid getting robbed, or you shouldn't, this is where the areas you want to avoid, and they'll show you the nice places to go get food, or to go hang out, get some coffee, whatever it is. I feel like they're going to be your guide, basically, in this new area. So you have got golden egg in reverse, and then you got tarantula upright. I got a funny message when I saw this card. You know how most people are like, super scared of tarantulas? Like, they could be fine with spiders, but then a tarantula comes and it's like, no thank you. I feel like this person is gonna ward off, like, just their presence will ward off these people or things that will try to, like, take advantage of you or scare you, because you're a new person in this new field or this new area, new profession, whatever it is. It could be you're moving, or it could be you change careers, so they teach you, like, how to navigate that new career. Whatever it is, they're definitely going to be very, very helpful to you and help you to avoid the certain traps that people fall into when they start as well. So they're going to be very, very valuable for you to have, pile 2. I'm just wondering why these aren't symmetrical, I guess. But I want to start with this golden egg in reverse, because you know, the golden egg, that's like the treasure, and I feel like they're gonna see this treasure within you. Like, you're gonna be a golden egg in the midst of all these other normal white, brown, whatever eggs. You're going to be the golden egg, and they're going to see that, and that's why they're going to choose you and be like, okay, that's the person that I want to have on my side. That's the person that I want to get to know. That's the person that I want to sort of boost up, rise up. So they could even come in the form of some sort of mentor, some sort of teacher for you. Yeah, and I feel like with this golden egg in reverse as well, they're really going to help you find your own inner guidance, your own inner wisdom, your own inner voice, and kind of encourage you to trust that. And through their teachings, through their mentorships, you are going to learn how to trust yourself more and walk this road with confidence. And another thing with this golden egg that's standing out to me is I feel like you're really, as I was picking up on with this Five of Swords in reverse as well, you're really just going to see them as a very safe space and somebody that you can go to for anything. Like you can go to and rant about anything you want, or talk to them about like any situation in your life that you need guidance on, and they're going to be there to give you, to listen. First of all, they're going to listen without any judgment, without any sort of assumptions or bias or anything. They're going to give you a very, with the mediator as well, they're going to give you a very, very unbiased view of the situation, while at, and like, so like even if you're in the wrong, they're going to tell you you're in the wrong, but they're going to do it in a very non-judgmental way, and they're going to give you like extremely helpful guidance and advice for whatever it is that you come to. Like they're just going to be somebody who's very, very good at listening and who will listen to you and really remember like all the little details about you. They seem like they're going to be very, very observant, very perceptive. Like even if you don't tell them everything, they're gonna know. They're just by the way you're acting or your body language, your posture. They're gonna they take everything into account. They see the whole picture, not just the details, and that's why they're gonna be so good at giving advice. And because they do it in a very non-biased way, but also a polite, empathetic way, to make it feel like, yeah, like even if they say you're in the wrong, they're gonna be very empathetic about it so that you don't feel like very defensive or anything, like, no, I wasn't wrong or anything. You'd be like, oh, you know what, I never saw it. You would be like, probably when talking to this person, you'd be like, oh, you know what, I never saw it that way. And both of you together will come up with like the next steps to where you move on from there. But I feel like no matter what, they're just always going to be in your corner, pile 2. Like, I feel like in public spaces, or like say you get into an argument or something with another person and they're there, like they're going to be at your back. They're going to support you. But in private, that's when they'll probably come and say, hey, you know what? I don't really think you were right to do that, and things like that. If it comes up, like I feel like they're going to support you no matter what. They're going to be there for you every single time you need help, every single time that you feel like you need someone to talk to, anything like that. They're going to show up for you. And I feel like they're going to come at a time with this tarantula card. They're going to come at a time when you are starting to begin to, like I said, you are going to be at some sort of new beginning, and it's going to be you trying to fulfill your purpose here. And I feel like the reason why you guys are going to, like why this person is going to be drawn to you is because you guys have definitely had many, 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 many lives together. You guys, your souls have met in so many incarnations that it would be literally impossible for either of you to not recognize each other. And that's why I feel like, I just feel like this person is so attached to you. And I feel like they're going to feel so attached to you, and they may not even know why at first. They may not realize why at first. But yeah, when you meet this person, it's definitely going to be around a time where you are in between making some sort of decision. And I feel like it's going to be a decision between living the current life you have now or moving towards a dream of yours, some sort of dream of yours that is going to fulfill your life purpose. And that's why this new thing, this person's going to help you navigate that and help you stay on track. But let's get some more cards here. Okay, look, we have reconnect that came out. Yeah. Secrets lurk in the captive shadows deep in the woods. Definitely some sort of reconciliation of souls here, where you guys have had many, many past lives together. Like very, 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 this is a very, very, very old friend of yours, pile 2. And I don't just mean in the, like, this incarnation. You probably haven't even met them yet in this incarnation. Okay. So we have here idle hours. Take some time out to lie on the emerald grass. Yeah, this is somebody that you can just be yourself around, I feel like. You don't have to put up any sort of mask. You don't have to put up any sort of facade. You're just going to be able to be yourself around this person, and they're going to be able to be themselves around you. And like, I feel like maybe people in the past have thought of you as a victim, or they've just thought of you as somebody who needs protecting and who can't protect themselves, somebody who's very fragile or sensitive, anything like that. This person sees the strength within you, and that is what they're trying to cultivate through this connection. Like they're really gonna help cultivate this strength that they see that you have. And then you had caution, tread softly so as not to disturb the woodland floor, and then light. Look to the space between the trees for answers. I'm just gonna put these here. But yeah, I feel like with the caution, yeah, like you are gonna be treading softly at first, and this person's gonna come in, and it's gonna be like this, like they're gonna say, yeah, this is what you need to be cautious of, and you can go in this other direction. Like this person is just, light. It's gonna shine light on this. They're gonna shine light on this unknown territory that you're gonna be crossing into during this period that you meet them. But let's get some songs here. Pile 2. Okay, so everyone's come in. Okay. Actually, I feel like getting one more. So we'll put those there and I'll get one more here. Okay, so we have here Conversations in the Dark by John Legend. Reminds me of this Idle Hours as well. And then we have Catch Me by Demi Lovato. And yeah, that really reminds... Okay, we'll get into it, but the imagery and just the term catch me, it really reminds me of like what's gonna be happening in this connection. And then we have here, this is written a little bit differently because I did it last minute because I remembered the song, but I had already printed out everything else. So we have here Hide by Juice WRLD and Season. But right off the bat, like with Conversations in the Dark, it's like this person, first of all, is gonna love you and care about you like this 5 of Swords in reverse. No matter what your flaws are, no matter what you do, it's just pure, unbridled, unconditional love for you that this person is going to have. And like I said, they're gonna listen. They're really gonna listen to you. Like, especially if in the past people have never listened to you, people have overlooked you in some way, this person is gonna listen to you and like think that your ideas, your words are like the most interesting thing in the world that they've ever heard. And I can't help but notice these dolphins. I didn't even see this when I was making it. I can't help but notice that these dolphins have alternating colors. So I feel like you, like, as much as you like will rely on this person and need them, they will rely on you just as much, but perhaps in a different way. And I feel like what they bring into your life is probably going to be completely different than what you bring into theirs, but no less sincere, no less genuine, no less strong. And I am going to go through the lyrics of all these songs and like point out what catches my attention, but I am just going through overall message right here for now. So with Catch Me by Demi Lovato, if you've heard this song, it's basically about like a connection where one person is like really scared to delve into it, and like the entire song, she's basically sings like, don't catch me when I fall, and then at the end she says, so catch me when I fall. And it's kind of like, I feel like this person is going to catch you when you fall, and you are going to catch them in a way as well. And then with Hide, the thing that always stands out to me with this song is and it reminds me of Idle Hours, because it kind of like is like, you know, has the vibe of I could do anything with you and I would be having fun. Like we could literally just sit at home doing nothing and I would be having the most fun in the world because I'm with you. Like everything feels safe and interesting and fun whenever I'm with you. It reminds me of the Seven of Cups imagery as well. And this person is just gonna feel like home to you, pile 2. But let me go ahead and take a look at the lyrics for these songs. This person is just gonna feel like such a safe place for you to go to whenever you're feeling down or bad, or even if you're not, like you're just gonna feel so comfortable with this person. Yeah, and okay, so with this song, one of the things that really points out to me, I'm gonna pick this card up for just a second, but one of the lyrics is, even though you're far from suffocating me, I can't set my hopes too high. And I feel like perhaps in the past you've had people really, with this shadow attributes of victim, with inability to maintain personal boundaries, perhaps that's something you've struggled with in the past, where maybe you set boundaries with people and they like continuously cross them. I feel like this person will not do that. This person will respect your boundaries. And yeah, with the Five of Swords in reverse as well, this really reminds me of this, like in the past perhaps people have stepped over those boundaries and expected you to forgive them or expect you to do nothing over them, and perhaps that has happened where people cross your boundaries and you just let them, and that's something that you've always struggled with and things like that. This person is going to, one, as I said before, didn't I help you maintain those boundaries, and they're never going to cross them because they respect you as a person, and they're going to teach you, they're going to help you to stand up for yourself more, I feel like. And for the first time in my life, I know it's real. And whether this is a romantic relationship, friendship, whatever it is, you are going to know that the love you have for this person and the love that they have for you, whether it's platonic love, romantic love, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's going to be real. It's going to be genuine. And you both are just going to take so much care of each other. And honestly, if you're going to listen to any song that I mentioned during your reading, pal, too, I really, really recommend you listen to Conversations in the Dark by John Legend. I don't know why I can't say his last name right now, but it's just such a beautiful and sweet song, and I feel like it's literally this person singing to you. This person, what this person would want to say to you is what this song talks about. Just to give you a few examples, it's pretty much what we've been talking about anyways. One of the lyrics is, well, in my eyes, you are perfect as you are. I won't ever try to change you. And like, that's exactly what the kind of energy I get from this person, where they're going to accept you no matter what flaws you have. And that's why I was picking up on earlier, where it's like, even if they think you're wrong, they're going to tell you, but it's not going to change the way they see you ever. Like, even if you mess up or do something that you're not proud of, they're always going to stand by you. And it's not going to change how they see you. And yeah, and one of the lyrics was, we got places we both gotta be, but there ain't nothing I would rather do than blow off all my plans for you. And you say that you're not worthy and get hung up on your flaws, but in my eyes, you are perfect as you are. Like, that's just so beautiful. And the amount of love this person has for you is crazy. So definitely look forward to meeting this soulmate pile too. And with this song, we have another reference to kind of having conversations in the dark, basically, because one of the lyrics in the song is, when it gets dark outside, in you I confide. And I actually feel like this song is from your point of view, talking about this soulmate. So it might be interesting to listen to it, because I feel like this Conversations in the Dark is going to be their point of view, and Hide is going to be your point of view, and Catch Me may also be your point of view, or both of your guys' point of view. But these two songs, definitely very interesting. But lastly, pile 2, let's go ahead and take a look at some physical and personality traits that this person could possess. it's all. All right, so I'm just gonna put these here. So we have dyed hair. Okay, so they could dye their hair, and so the hair color you see when you meet them may not necessarily be their true hair color. Then we have blonde hair. Okay, so this may be the hair that, so maybe they have darker hair and they dye their hair blonde, or their natural hair is blonde hair and they have it dyed another color. Then we have detail oriented. I feel like they are very detail oriented, and like I said before, like perceptive and very observant and detail oriented. Like I feel like they're the person with the map in this picture. And then we have, okay, black hair. And dyed hair, so yeah, like we have a lot of hairs here, so they could dye their hair a lot of different colors. Leader. Okay, yeah, definitely a leader vibe from this person. And then witty. And lastly, classy. Okay. Yeah, so they definitely could have one or more of these traits, pile 2. But that is all I'm seeing for you here today, pile 2. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the reading, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello pile 3, and welcome to your reading. So today we are going to be taking a look at a soulmate that you will be meeting in this lifetime. So I have your tarot cards here, and we're just going to take a look at any of their physical or personality traits, how your connection is going to look like, and just anything else that wants to come out. It does not have to be a romantic connection. You know, you can have many different types of soulmates, more than one soulmate in your life, and they don't always have to be a romantic partner. I just wanted to clarify that for those of you who maybe aren't really looking for love or don't really care for love right now or whatever. But once we get through our tarot cards, I'll have additional oracle cards here that I will pull from as well. And I have these song cards that I made specifically for this reading, with songs that kind of just remind me of soulmates and things like that. And then I have also some physical and personality traits that I have written down that we will pull from as well. But let's go ahead and take a look at your tarot cards here. So you got the Page of Swords in reverse, Temperance in reverse, King of Wands upright, the Moon upright, and the Ace of Pentacles in upright. So let me just get these situated. Okay. All right, pile 3. Okay, so I want to get started with this Page of Swords. What I'm hearing in my head when I look at this Page of Swords actually is quite funny, but basically this person, your soulmate, or a soulmate that you will be meeting in this lifetime, this one, they talk really fast. I feel like they tend to I feel like they think very fast, and it's almost like their mouth can't keep up with their thoughts. So sometimes their words may get a bit jumbled, or you may not be able to understand them completely. But I do feel, and this could be because they come from like a big family, because I did read somewhere, and I actually experienced this as well, that people who come from big families feel like they have to talk fast and get their words out before, like, you know, another person comes and takes the attention away and things like that. So it's very interesting that came through here. And I feel like because they came from a big family, they weren't ever really able to, I don't know, with this Temperance in reverse, I'm getting like to really develop themselves or understand themselves completely. And I feel like that's something that they've been working on for a very long time, to kind of separate themselves from everybody else or from their family. I feel like they are very, very empathetic here. And with the moon upright, I feel like they are also quite perceptive in the sense of being able to look beyond the surface of certain things and kind of read between the lines. And it would make sense coming from a bigger family with this Ace of Pentacles here, where I can't help but notice the chameleon. And obviously, chameleons can change their color to match their environment in order to better camouflage. And I feel like they are very flexible, very adaptable with this King of Wands, extremely charismatic. People they draw people in. And it's funny because I feel like they draw people in and often they are the center of attention, but they're quite introverted. They don't really like having that attention on them. And I do feel like it's because they come from that big family where, you don't always have the attention on them and you're able to kind of fade in the background. I feel like they wish they could fade in the background, but they just can't because they're not made to. They're made to stand out and they're made to shine bright. And with this Temperance in reverse, sorry, I got interrupted, but with this Page of Swords in reverse and Temperance in reverse and the King of Wands, like I said, I feel like this person is they don't like to talk a lot. They don't like to speak up to really, like if they're like in a group setting, they're probably like the quietest one. They like to listen more than they do like to talk. But when they do talk, it is quite fast and things like that, just because their mind just moves so quickly and it's kind of hard for their physical mouth to keep up with how quickly they're thinking. But I definitely feel like this, with the King of Wands upright, this person could potentially be older than you physically, but I feel like they still have like a quite childlike energy and still very playful. They're not extremely serious and extremely like rigid and things like that. They still know how to have fun. They know how to be laid back and just, like I said, with the flexibility, with the chameleon, it's they know when to have fun and they know when to work and when to be serious. They're able to balance that within themselves. And I can't help but look at the imagery here on these two cards. We have the King of Wands and then we have the Moon, where in the King of Wands you have this man and all this light is surrounding him and he's almost controlling that light. And then we have a woman in this picture and she's in complete darkness aside from this glowing fairy here and the other mushroom type things that are glowing. And I feel like, and then we have Temperance in reverse, so I feel like you guys are going to be like night and day. Whether you relate to the moon more or to the sun more, it's going to be night and day between you two, and you guys, it's the opposites attract here, I feel like. So if this person doesn't talk a lot, you talk a lot. If this person doesn't like attention, you love attention. If this person doesn't like this, you love that. Or if you don't like something, they love that. And you guys are really going to complete, and I don't want to say complete, but the differences you guys have are extremely complementary with the Temperance in reverse here. I feel like you guys are just gonna merge so well together and make up for each other's weaknesses. And you guys may start some sort of financial venture together with this Ace of Pentacles. I feel like once you guys meet, first of all, you could meet when you are like trying some new financial endeavor, some new financial project, and that's how you meet them. Or once you guys meet, you guys come up with this like super cool idea that will help you be successful financially, and you open up a business together, or you open up a restaurant together, something like that. And it's like your roles in opening up or starting whatever this business thing is are going to be completely different. Like for instance, if you're somebody who's very outgoing and loves to talk to people, maybe you will be kind of the face of the business and you'll do a lot of the negotiating and creating business relationships, things like that. And then they'll do all of sort of the managerial, like they'll do all of sort of like the accounting and making sure that everything is in order when it comes to taxes or legal matters, things like that. I feel like you guys are really going to be able to you guys are going to work so well together because you're going to love the role that you have in this connection. In the sense of, like, for instance, say you live together and you love doing the dishes. I mean, I don't know who loves doing the dishes, but say you love doing the dishes and this other person hates doing the dishes, but they don't mind, like, mopping the floors. It's like you guys are going to be able to have these set things that you do that you love to do and the other person may not like to do, and it just works so well because you enjoy the role that you're in. And I feel like because this person is quite adaptable here, quite flexible, it's like you're going to always be finding something new to learn about them. There's always going to be some new layer to explore, some new facet of their personality or their past to explore. Like, they'll tell you some past experience and you're like, whoa, I never knew you did that, or I never knew you liked that certain food or drink, things like that. It's like it's always gonna be some new fresh experience with them because they're just so multifaceted, so deeply layered. But I do feel like this person is very nurturing and they know exactly how to sort of promote growth no matter where they are with this Ace of Pentacles. So for instance, like, say maybe you don't think, this is just an example, like, I'm not saying this is what you think, but I'm just giving an example of what I mean here, where perhaps you think that you're not that brave, you don't have a lot of courage. I feel like this person is going to be so adept, so good at bringing out that courage within you naturally. It's not like they're going to be forcing it or anything. They're just going to be like, no, you are courageous, and they're going to bring it out so naturally within you. And they do this with everything in their life. It's like they see the potential of everything. They see the potential of everything. It's kind of like also turning one man's trash is another man's treasure. It's like, so perhaps you guys will visit it, like, if you like visiting, like, thrift stores or antique stores, like, they like that as well, and that's something that you could really do together. I feel like they're able to shine a light on even the darkest, most hidden depths of people and things and places, and I feel like they are pretty optimistic here. I'm just imagining, like, with this moon, it's like the moon card is all about, like, chaos, confusion, fear, anxiety, things like that, because it's like you're struggling in this unknown territory in the dark with only the moon's light as a guidance for you. And I feel like this person just comes into any situation like that and shines a light on everything. And I feel like they are also very honest. They're not somebody who will tend to like lie or be intentionally deceptive, things like that. Like, it's like they won't intentionally lie to you, but they are I feel like they're very used to hiding a lot of themselves and not really, it's kind of like, and so it's like, yeah, they're not lying, but they are, may, like, be omitting certain information. So I feel like that's something that they would have to work on, in truth. I mean, nobody's perfect. But I feel like because you may be very outgoing and talk a lot, like, through you, like, if you were to ask them certain questions, like, they would tell you the truth. They're not trying to hide anything from you. They just, I don't know, maybe they just aren't used to being very informative or expressive and things like that. Like I said, they're more of a listener than a talker. So you kind of have to push them to be more revealing of certain things, I guess. I don't know. The message I'm getting is quite complex. I'm trying to explain it as best I can. But let's get some more cards here. Pile 3, 4. Okay. Okay, we have here Companion. Light attributes loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. Shadow attributes betrayal by misusing confidences, loss of personal identity. And I feel like that's because of the way they grew up whether, I don't, like, for most of them, it's like they grew up in a very big family, or maybe they grew up in like a very big community, and it was kind of like they were raised by the community rather than like a small family home, something like that. I feel like for a long time they weren't able to find who they really are. And I feel like part of that is because they are so adaptable, they are so changeable, and they may take on traits of the people that are around them or their environment. And so, like, I feel like it is, so they're always changing. I feel like the person they are 3 months ago is not the same person that they're going to be 3 months from now. And it's like, you're always, like I said, you're always going to be finding something new about them. And it's like, maybe one day they come to you and they're like, it's like they're suddenly an expert on, I don't know, mechanical engineering because they've been studying it for 2 or 3 months, and you're like, whoa, I didn't even know you were doing that. It's kind of like that. Like, they're always going to have something new to show you, some new place to go to, and they're always discovering new things. And I feel like it's going to just bring such a fresh energy to your life. And we have here healer. Light attributes: passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Ability to help transform pain into healing. That reminds me of this temperance as well. So I feel like, oh, I'll get into it, hold on. Shadow attributes: taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself. And I feel like they can fall into this thing of not caring for themselves and taking on too much of other people's drama, other people's life, other people's pain. Like I said, they are more of a listener than a talker. And I feel like in any friend group, they are that therapist friend, that friend everybody goes to just rant and things like that. And I feel like you are going to be such a breath of fresh air for them, because I feel like you wouldn't use them like that. And you're going to be very cognizant of like when they're feeling down, when they've taken on too much of other people's pain and things like that, and energy. And yeah, with this Ace of Pentacles, it's like you're going to be very grounding for them, especially because I feel like they get into their head a lot with this Page of Swords in reverse. It's like you're going to be grounding for them, and you're going to be that person they can come to just have fun and forget about everything. Yeah, with Companion as well. Like, both of you are going to be extremely loyal to each other. I am getting more of a friend here, especially with Companion coming out. I mean, it could be romantic, but for most of you, I do think it's just going to be like an extremely close friend. I don't know why I just got the image of a dog as well. So both of you might really like dogs, or this person may be really close with their dog. But yeah, they're definitely a healer here. And that's why, and so it may sometimes be, they may overdo it sometimes, I feel like, and be extremely burnt out, drained of energy. And that's when, you know, they can come to you and just have fun and just relax and chill and not have to constantly be helping everybody, or always worried about what other people are thinking, the moods and emotions of everybody else. And I feel like that does come from a very childhood thing, where I'm telling you, this person grew up in a very big family. Because as somebody who also grew up in a very big family, I can definitely understand. But let's get some more cards here. Pile 3 for this soulmate that you will be meeting in this lifetime. Oh, that's 3 cards. Yeah, like, I feel like this person is going to be, it's like, you know how there's like those memes these days on the internet where it's like, okay, 2 best friends, and then one's like the different dynamics of, or the different combos of 2 best friends, where it's like one's tall and the other's short, one's super outgoing, the other's super introverted, and they just get along. I feel like that's what it's gonna be like with you guys, where you guys are like night and day, but it just works, you know. And so you got sea serpent, and then we'll get another one here as well. Ooh, butterfly. And yeah, didn't I mentioned before that this person is probably like super observant, super perceptive, and I feel like it's perceptive like they're very emotionally intelligent, and they can tell when someone's not feeling the greatest, and honestly probably even why, and then when somebody's fine. And I feel like that's why they they're just so sensitive to people's moods and energies. They're extremely sensitive there. So like you could act like, so like both of you could be hanging out and you could be acting like you are, you know, completely fine, when on the inside maybe you've been having a hard time, you've been struggling. They're gonna catch that immediately. But they're not the type of person that's going to be like force you to tell them what's going on and give you advice, maybe if you don't even want advice. They're the type of person that's going to be like, okay, what do you want me to do? Do you want to just go forget about it, try to forget everything for a little bit and have fun? Or do you want to talk to me about it and I can help you work through things? Like, they're definitely going to be very, very just so comforting to you. They're just gonna be so comforting to you, pile 3. And you're gonna be a comfort to them as well. It's like, honestly, just a beautiful connection to see here. And yeah, with the butterfly, you know, butterflies are such popular symbols of transformation. And I feel like that's what I was talking about before, where this person during their journey, they're just going to go through so many transformations. And the person that they were a month ago, 3 months ago, years ago, is nowhere near their present person. They are just constantly changing, constantly evolving, constantly growing. And I feel like this person, with the sea serpent card and then temperance in reverse as well, I feel like this person is quite hard on themselves, especially if they feel like they can't like help somebody with their situation. I feel like they definitely have a habit of taking on other people's situations and other people's emotions as their own, and it kind of drags them down, it kind of bogs them down when they're like, man, I really, you know, it's kind of like, you know, I struggled with this as well, so I can relate to this person. But where if somebody's mad and it's like you feel like it's your fault they're mad, even though it has nothing to do with it, you know, and so you don't want to, so you like walk on eggshells extremely around them and things like that. I feel like that they're that type of person where if somebody's mad or somebody's upset, it's like they take it on themselves. Like, I don't know, they feel like they have to carry the weight of the world here for some reason. And I feel like that's something that they will have to learn and work on during this life. And I feel like perhaps in the past they've had, I'm getting so many messages for this pile, and which makes sense with what we've been talking about. But perhaps in the past they have had experiences where their needs weren't met with the sea serpent card. And so when you first meet them, they might have like trouble like expressing their needs and what they want from, you know, their connection. But yeah, their journey through this life, pile 3, is definitely one of the main lessons they're learning is how to is expressing their true self, expressing their own desires, and not taking on other people's energies and issues as their own, as well as their environment, and getting so lost in their environment as well. I feel like that's definitely a big lesson this person is going to have to learn, and you are going to be here to help them learn that as well, because I feel like you are going to encourage them to be themselves. You're going to encourage them to stand up for themselves, and have their needs and desires met. And it's not like it's going to be something like that you have to work hard for. It's not like I feel like just you guys having this connection and growing growing closer and strengthening it. That's how, and just you just naturally being around each other, that's how you're going, both of you are going to be healing a lot of past wounds and transforming here. Like, it's going to be an extremely transformative relationship. And I feel like both of you are going to, with this temperance in reverse and the butterfly card, both of you are going to meet each other at a time where you both are going through some sort of big transformation here, big shift, big change in your life. And it could have to do with like job or career with the Ace of Pentacles upright. But I'm not really getting exclusively job or career. It could be anything. It could be just you wanting to change your daily routine, or break a certain habit, or move to a certain place. It's just some big transformation that both of you will be going through at the time you meet each other, and you're kind of going to help each other through that. But let's get some more cards. Soulmate that my pile of 3s will meet in this lifetime. Wow. Okay. I'm going to take those 2 and then this one. Yeah, we have girl. All right, let's go through all of them. So we have the night. Find comfort in the night where the world switches off and the stars burn bright. And I feel like that's like I said, I'm just imagining like this person going over to your house or, you know, wherever you're living, and both of you just chilling with some snacks and watching a movie. And that's how, like, that's gonna be so comforting for both of you after such, like, I feel like this person gets overstimulated a lot, and they don't understand where their limits are yet. That's something they have to learn. And I feel like once they've reached their limit or past their limit, really, that's one of the times that they're going to be able to come to you for comfort, and both of you are just going to be able to kind of like turn off your brains and do something for a little bit in each other's company. But we also have here grounded. Keep to your roots and stand taller than trees. And yeah, like I said before, you're really going to keep this person grounded, because they definitely are very much in their headspace a lot. And you're going to be there to kind of like give them almost a reality check, perhaps. Like it could be that this person may suffer from like some sort of anxiety issue here. And it's like perhaps like, for instance, like social anxiety, and they're like, oh, you know, what if this person thinks this way? And they come to you and they ask about that, and you're going to be like, listen, this is the truth of the situation as an objective person here. And you're really going to be able to give them like this reality check of your worries are not always 100% grounded in reality, you know. And then we have here risk. Learn to grow wherever you are planted. And yeah, I feel like both of you are going to take some sort of risk together here, and it's going to turn out successful. As well as I feel like you're going to kind of push this person to go out of their comfort zone, and they're going to push you to go out of your comfort zone as well. But pile 3, let's get some songs now. For a soulmate that you will meet in this lifetime. Oh, that one really flew out. I guess that one didn't want to come out. Alright, we'll take that one. Okay, so we have here Conversations in the Dark by John Legend. So that's 3 kind of references to nighttime with the moon, the night, and then Conversations in the Dark. So I feel like you definitely are gonna have a lot of interesting and deep conversations at night. That maybe when you guys prefer to hang out is at night as well. And then we have Ooh, okay. Alkaline by Sleep Token. Oh, and Conversations in the Dark is by John Legend. And then lastly, we have The Good Left Undone by Rise Against. Sorry guys, I got interrupted again. But we have The Good Left Undone by Rise Against. I'm gonna put that there. And then I am gonna go through the songs and just tell you the lyrics that stand out to me. But I do recommend that you listen to these songs on your own and see what stands out to you as well. But I do want to start off with Conversations in the Dark by John Legend. And I feel like, yeah, like both of you guys are, first of all, I can't help but notice the dolphins here have complementary colors. And like I said, it's like you guys are going to make up for each other's weaknesses. And it's almost like night and day, your personalities, but it just works. It just works for both of you. And this song is just all about caring about somebody and loving somebody no matter their flaws, no matter the mistakes they've made in the past. And I feel like both of you are really gonna, like we have the loyalty here as well. Like both of you are really going to just be there for each other in the darkest of times. And like this is like a lifelong connection here, pile 3. And with this tenacity as well as unselfishness, like both of you are not going to be selfish with each other, and you're always going to be there to support each other. And with Alkaline, it's interesting that Alkaline came out because this song is like about the singer is like talking about this other person that is like the embodiment of opposites. But at the same time, not. Like, I have to read the lyrics for you to really understand it, but it just reminds me because of what I was mentioning earlier, where this person, it's like, every time you see them, you're just going to learn something new about them. And they're just so, they just have such a depth to them. And then with The Good Left Undone, one of the lyrics, I haven't looked at the lyrics yet, but off the top of my head, one of the lyrics that always stands out to me when I see the song is, "All because of you, I believe in angels, not the kind with wings, no, not the kind with halos, the kind that bring you home when home becomes a strange place. I follow your voice, all you have to do is shout it out." And that reminds me of this moon. So I feel like you are definitely going to meet this person when you're going through quite a tough time, quite a difficult situation in your life, and they're kind of going to be this bright light for you. But let me go ahead and bring the lyrics out for each of these songs just to get a bit more in depth with them. All right off the bat, pile 3, with Alkaline, it literally starts with, "Every once in a while something changes and she's changing me." And it's like, I feel like, yeah, both of you with this butterfly card, it's like both of you are just gonna transform with each other. And it's just really beautiful to see. And it's like, no matter how much you both change, you both are just gonna care about each other. And it's not like you guys change and go your separate ways. It's like you guys change together and continue on. And we also have She's Perfectly Misaligned, which reminds me of kind of like accepting each other, with what Conversations in the Dark talks about as well, just accepting each other as you are, not trying to change each other, not trying to control each other. Like, it's really gonna be a super equal relationship here, pile 3, filled with genuine unconditional love. And we have one of my favorite lyrics from the song, but it's, "If anything, she's an undiscovered element, either born in hell or heaven sent. Either way, I'm into it." And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like this person has so many different sides of them, and you just are going to love every single one. And we have another reference to angels or heaven sent as well with The Good Left Undone. And we have healer. I feel like, yeah, like this person definitely has a bit of angel energy here. And it's almost like because you're going to probably meet this person when you're going through some sort of difficult situation. It's like they're going to come in and it's like they're going to be an angel because they're going to come in and they're going to help you so much throughout this situation. And they're going to feel like an angel, you know. But let's get some physical and personality traits for you now, pile 3, for this soulmate that you will be meeting in this lifetime. Is that? I'll get a few more. Oh, okay. All right, so I think you guys have the most so far. Oh, look at that. We have reliable, definitely. Gentle. Reminds me of that healer energy. Eccentric. Yeah, I definitely feel like they're going to be quite eccentric and you're just going to like, but it's going to be cute, you know? It's going to be attractive to you. Long hair. Intuitive. Yeah, that's definitely what I was picking up on, where I feel like they're just going to know, like they're just very, very sensitive to emotions and energies and vibrations and things like that. We have hugger. So they might like a lot of hugs or just be a really good hugger. We have leader. That's that King of Wands here. Green eyes. Dark colors. And what I mean by this is they will probably prefer dark colors. Honestly, I'm getting a lot of like Scorpio energy from here, and I mean the moon is ruled by Cancer, but to me, like as the reader intuitively, I'm getting a ton of Scorpio energy here, or Pisces, but any of the water signs. And then we have here beautiful, but I feel like it's gonna be a very unique beauty here with the eccentric as well. It's just gonna be such a unique beauty. And we have neutral colors. Okay, so they may like neutral colors as well, like whether it be wearing neutral colors or with clothes or makeup, anything like that, or just the way they like, you know, want to paint their walls and things like that. And we have here direct. Okay, but I feel like they are going to be quite direct, probably in like what they say, but it is definitely with intuitive coming out and just the energy I'm feeling here. It's definitely going to be like a polite directness. You know, it's not blunt, but it's on the edge there. But that is all I am seeing for you here today, pile 3. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello, pile 4, and welcome to your reading, where we will be taking a look at about a soulmate that you will be meeting in this life. What are their personality traits, physical traits? How is the connection going to go between the two of you? Potentially when you will meet, anything like that, anything that wants to come out. So I have your tarot cards here. Once we get through those, I have additional oracle cards that I will pull from. And once we get through those, I have these song cards that I specifically made for this reading, that just with songs that just kind of remind me of the soulmate connection, and as well as some physical and personality traits that I have written down that we will pull from as well. So before we start, I do want to say that I got about like 10 minutes into your reading before I realized I wasn't filming at all. So I'm going to, you know, lay the cards out and try to get out the messages that I had channeled before, and we'll see if any new ones want to come through as well. So I'm so sorry about that, but you got the Star upright, the 9 of Swords in reverse, the 6 of Cups upright, the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, and the 9 of Cups in reverse. So let me just go ahead and straighten these out. All right, so I want to start off here, pile 4, by saying that For a large majority of their life, this person, this soulmate that you will be meeting in this lifetime, has been quite alone. They haven't really been able to connect with anybody very closely, and it's almost they've probably felt like an outcast a lot of their life. Whether they have had people, like I feel like for some, they just haven't had a lot of people around them, and that's one of the reasons why they haven't really been able to form any really deep, close connections. For others, I feel like it's just that they have this bit of like, they've always just been a bit of an outcast due to maybe unique interests that they have, that people may have shunned them because of their personality, things they liked, things they were interested in, the way they acted, whatever it is. I feel like they have definitely not been able to connect with anybody really closely in their life, and if they did, it was always kind of like a one-sided thing where the person felt a lot more connected to them than they did to that person. And I feel like it's just because they're so unique. They're such a unique person, and I feel like ever since they were little, most likely, just because we have so much purple here, they've probably been very, very closely linked to like the spiritual realm and ghosts and very strong intuition. I feel like they definitely probably had imaginary friends when they were growing up. Definitely one of those kinds of children. And definitely may have had quite a bit of like scary supernatural paranormal things happen to them, actually. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why they're not really afraid of a lot of things with this Nine of Swords. They're not really afraid of like the darkness and the void and the unknown. They're not afraid to go deep within themselves and look at their own shadows, and as well as those of others. I definitely feel like they are one of those people that kind of embrace the darkness within them, but they're also able to balance it out with this childlike magical fantasy energy that they have with the Six of Cups upright, where it's like they're able to just balance the darkness out with light. And I feel like, and joy and optimism. And I feel like they definitely are extremely creative, and it's going to be different how they express that creativity and through which medium is definitely going to be different depending on the person. But specifically what I'm getting is kind of like writing and in particular like fantasy writing. They're probably really into fantasy books and fantasy novels, and may even be writing their own novel or poetry, anything like that. But I do feel like because they have been probably alone for a very long time, it's like they've come up with all these sort of assumptions and ideas and fantasies in their heads of what a relationship would look like, whether it's like a friendship or a romantic relationship. They just have these ideas of like, I really want to be able to share these interests with them, and them do this, and it's like they create a lot. They're definitely the people who live a lot in these fantasy worlds in their head and create a lot of scenarios that could or could not potentially happen. But they definitely have like a ton of very strong spiritual gifts that they have relied on their entire life, whether they're aware of them or not. I feel like for some of them, they are aware, and they may sort of label themselves as like a witch of some sort. They may be into tarot, astrology, the occult, things like that. For others, I feel like they aren't actually that, like, they don't go too deep into them, but they definitely rely on them, and it's something they can use on a day-to-day basis. Definitely more of a like right brain person than left brain person. But yeah, so I feel like one of the sort of lessons that they're gonna be having to learn through this connection with you is that your fantasy, these things you imagine in your head, don't necessarily always line up with reality, and that's okay. If you have this whole long list of your ideal type and the expectations you have for a certain person, most likely it's never going to be like, no person is going to be able to fulfill all those all those criteria. And I feel like that's something that they're going to be learning, especially by meeting you, because I feel like you're definitely not going to be meeting all their criteria, but they're still going to be extremely connected to you. They're still going to be extremely drawn to you. And I feel like that's, in a way, one of the ways they're going to be learning this lesson of, just because this person doesn't fulfill every single criteria you have for them doesn't mean you have to distance yourself from them or not form a relationship with them. But yeah, I feel like especially when it comes to social things, they may come off as a bit naive or innocent or just very eccentric, very unique. With this Six of Cups, it's just really giving me a ton of like just this magical, fantastical, fairy tale type energy that this person brings and this person lives on a day-to-day basis. Like their house may even have that quality, like if they're in their own living space, it's like they decorate it with a ton of plants and just very unique aesthetic here for this person. And they definitely may be somebody who, I feel like they're very in tune with nature and animals, and they may be somebody who celebrates the Sabbats as well. Like I said, it seems like for a lot of you, this person definitely would identify as a witch. They may also really like crows or ravens or corvids in general, or just have a strong connection with them. Something like that. They may feed the crows in their neighborhoods and have made friends with them almost. Like this person definitely feels like they're extremely in tune with nature and its cycles and the animals and plants and everything. And they're definitely very respectful of them. When you meet this person, they may also be trying to make some sort of a living off their creative endeavor. But yeah, this person definitely has like this very dreamlike quality to them. But let's get some more cards here, some more messages for this soulmate that you will be meeting in this lifetime. Pile 4. Yeah, we'll get Hermit here. Definitely what I was picking up on. And we'll get one more. Definitely a bit of a hermit. Sticks to themselves a lot. And I don't think it's because look, we have poet underneath athlete as well. Then we have trickster, teacher, gambler. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's because they don't want to. It's like they want to be able to connect with people, but it's just that most people just don't really interest them, I feel like, or they just, you know, they're not, it's like they're in a totally different world than the rest of the world. The rest of the people here. It's like they're living in their own world, and that's why it's quite hard to connect with anybody here in the 3D realm. But we have here Hermit with the light attributes: seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. And then the shadow attributes: withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. And then with the athlete, it's quite surprising this card came out. We have light attributes: dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. And then we have the shadow attributes: misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability, and entitlement. But I feel like firstly with this Hermit card, definitely what I was picking up on, they probably don't leave their house that much. And definitely a homebody, a bit more introverted. But with this athlete card, it's interesting that we have development of personal willpower and strength of spirit, because I feel like that's kind of what they're striving for in this lifetime, is to build up this strength and this willpower that they have, because I feel like they may be on the bit more passive side here when it comes to dealing with other people. And just look at the difference between the images of these two cards. With this card, this man is like huddling close and trying to make himself as small as possible. While with this card, this man is standing up and strong, and I feel like that's what they're striving for. That's the level of confidence and bravery and courage and willpower and strength that they are striving for in this life. And I feel like that's something you're really going to help them with, especially if you do something athletic. Maybe you go to the gym, like maybe you two will start going to the gym together, and that's one of the ways they will be able to kind of come out of their shell a bit, because I do feel like it's going to take a bit to get this person to open up. But something like going to the gym, or maybe going hiking on nature trails, that would be very helpful, actually. I feel like that's something you two would probably do in your connection, is because they love nature, and then maybe you love like working out your body and moving and things like that. So like hiking on nature trails, traveling to very scenic spots and exploring them, things like that. But let's get some more cards here for this soulmate that you will be meeting in this lifetime, pile 4. Yeah, like, I feel like you're definitely going to get this person to open up a bit more. All right, we'll take those 2. So we have here Cobra in reverse. And then we have Raccoon upright. And with this Cobra in reverse, I'm getting a few different messages here, where one is that you guys are going to really be teaching each other a lot. Like for you, you'll be teaching this person to kind of, you know, come out into the light more, to spend some more time outside of their own little world, to really encourage and develop their confidence and courage and things like that. And I feel like this person is going to teach you how to slow down. This person is going to teach you how to work with the spiritual realm, and like really focus that energy to just create whatever you want. I feel like this person is really going to teach you a lot about receptivity and being open. And it's like, I feel like perhaps you're really in your masculine energy. You have a lot of masculine energy. Doesn't matter what gender you are, you just are all about that action, that movement, that forward momentum, that outward expansion, while this person is more about slowing down, being receptive, being open, being still, looking more inner. And I feel like that both of you are going to really balance each other out in that way, where this person is going to be able to slow you down, teach you patience, and that you don't always have to be chasing after something or taking action in order to receive what you want. I feel like that's going to be a big lesson that they're going to teach you, and then you're going to teach them those big lessons of taking action. Sometimes you have to take action. Sometimes it's better to take action. Sometimes it's better, just going out. You're going to really bring them, not force them, but encourage them to leave their comfort zone a bit here. And with this Raccoon upright, along with this 7 of Pentacles in reverse and the 9 of Cups in reverse, it's like, if you have been, like, first of all, I feel like they're going to unlock creativity within you, no matter what you are pursuing right now, when you meet them, no matter what you're doing in that time period, they're going to unlock some sort of creativity within you, some sort of creative talent that maybe you have not been utilizing, or you just didn't know existed within you. And especially, I feel like perhaps you're going to meet them when you're in a bit of a a situation where you're not that well financially, like something like that. With the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, it's like you're going to be kind of lacking in a way some sort of finances, and it's because I feel like you'll be too much in this masculine energy, and this person's going to come in and they're going to teach you how you can get the those finances, how you can use your innate gifts to have financial success here, have financial freedom. And it's like they're really going to teach you just how to manifest. Very interesting, especially with this raccoon and the cobra in reverse. But let's get some more cards here. Okay, we have your friends. The most unlikely friendships can form. Like variegated lichens on hard rock, they create a tight bond. An unlikely friend, and we had journey beneath that. But let's get one more here for this soulmate that you will be meeting. So yeah, it may start off like, I feel like for most of you this does feel like a friend, but it could be that you guys start off as friends and then eventually turn into romantic partners if that's something you both, you know, desire and agree on. But definitely feels like a friendship here. Yeah. Okay, so we have here path and woods that came out. So we have here path. Wander on the path less traveled. What you find might surprise me and surprise you, and that might be what you're doing when you meet this person, and that's why it's like you're starting something anew, or you're just going in the direction, like you're like, say for a long time you've wanted to be an artist or play some sort of musical instrument and do it for a living, do it for money as a career, but you've never had the, I guess, courage to go do it. So for a while you just did normal jobs, you know, corporate office jobs or whatever it is, until finally you're like, you know what, I'm gonna make the commitment. I'm gonna try to make a business out of this or a career out of this. And so you try it, and maybe it doesn't really work out that well for a long time, but I feel like that's when this person's gonna come in and they're gonna really like bring that receptive energy that you may have been missing at first. It's very interesting here. But we have here woods as well. Be like the woods, calm, soothing, mysterious, and full of life. I feel like both of you will spend a lot of time in the woods as well, just because of how this person is really in tune with nature, and both of you will probably get a lot of inspiration, a lot of creative ideas just by being in nature and being in the woods and from animals and things like that. I'm also getting swimming here. I don't know, with this Nine of Cups imagery and then the athlete as well. So swimming might be something that you both enjoy doing together, especially if you are a swimmer, if you like swimming. But let's go ahead and get some cards here, some songs for you and your soulmate. So we have here Mistake by Auzi and Ayel, and we have these two cats here. So one or both of you may have a cat or want a cat. And then we have Sweetheart by Carrie Courtney. And I'm just going to go ahead and take a listen to these songs and just point out any lyrics that stand out to me for you guys, Pile 4. Oh, okay. So right off the bat, Pile 4, there's this lyric in Mistake that's, come find me in your dreams, I will wait for you. So before you meet, you guys may have dreams about each other. Specifically, I feel like this person's gonna have dreams about you for a very long time, but I do feel like you would probably like sense them a bit as well, and they may appear in your dreams. And so it's gonna be important to really like, because I've had this happen to me before, where I've had a person come into my dreams before I actually met them, here in reality, and it really is all about the energy that you feel, the feelings that you get when you see this person in your dreams, when you interact with your dreams, because it's going to be very similar to how you feel when you interact with them in the 3D realm. But this song is basically about like saying, it's basically like, if this is a mistake, then so be it, when it comes to a connection with another person, and willing to grow closer and stay committed and strengthen this bond and this connection no matter what happens. And even if it turns out to be a mistake in the end, it's like, it's all about the journey, you know? And it does remind me of the 6 of Cups as well. So you guys may have had a few past lives together as well, and that's could be also why your souls are like connected enough for them to show up in your dreams before they actually show up in the 3D realm. Okay, yeah, pile 4. This is definitely somebody that you have had a either extremely close friendship or romantic relationship in the past, because first of all, with the 6 of Cups, as well as this song, both of these songs have mentioned now kind of like knowing each other in the past. And I feel like with Sweetheart, there's the lyric, wandering through time, you said, will we ever get it right? Honestly, I don't know. And I feel like perhaps in the past, it may not have worked out with this person in past lives. And then now you guys both made an agreement to try again in your future lives. And, you know, that's what's happening when this person comes into your life. Oh, wow. And so what another lyric from this song is, even as they fall, you count the stars before you sleep, growing purple flowers from your heart till you find peace. With everything you've been through, dear, you're stronger than you think. And I feel like that's kind of how you're going to view this person, where first of all, with the counting stars and things like that, it's like definitely very, very dream-like, ethereal, fantasy, magical energy that's coming through with this person. And I feel like you're going to be extremely attracted to that as well. And just bringing out the strength within them, because I feel like perhaps they have felt like they're not that strong and things like that, and you're really going to encourage them and nurture that strength within them till they can feel it themselves. And I feel like for you, they're going to nurture this creative energy that maybe you have felt like you lacked in the past or and things like that. But lastly, pile 4, let's get some personality and physical traits that this person may possess. This soulmate that you will meet in this lifetime. I just feel like this is a bond, because that's why I was picking up on, like, I couldn't pick up on whether it was, we'll get a few more else, then I'll start talking. I couldn't pick up on whether this was like an extremely close friendship or a romantic connection, and I feel like it's because it transcends that. It's neither romantic nor platonic, and then it's both at the same time, because it's like you guys are just extremely close on a spiritual level, on a soul level, and it transcends any sort of label like romance or platonic, that type of love. Like it's something even greater. It's something even more, that which connects you to each other. But we have here dyed hair. Okay, so this person may dye their hair, and I don't know why I feel like they dye their hair like wild colors, like bright green or bright blue, pink, things like that, like unconventional colors. And we have here, wow, Wow, look at that, bright colors. Okay, so they definitely would prefer bright colors, like I said, with the dyed hair, like I was picking up on. But even just maybe their clothes, their dress, they may like purposely not match colors, like not match their socks or their shoes or their nail polish. If they wear nail polish, they may wear very bright nail polish with colors that may be a bit intense, I guess. And then we have dark colors. Okay, so but yeah, do you see that? It's like bright colors and dark colors. It's like what I was saying before, where they have this balance between this light that they carry, but also the darkness that they carry as well. And they have learned to accept both sides of themselves in that way. Okay, we have neutral colors as well. I guess they like all of them. Can't really pinpoint them down. I guess they're not just black and white. We have here observant, and that's definitely that connection to the spiritual realm, and their very strong intuition coming through with that trait. Then we have here blonde hair. So blonde hair might be their natural hair color, and you don't see it when you first meet them, or they dye their hair blonde, and blonde is not their natural hair color. And then we have here, okay, red hair. Like I'm saying, this person, first of all, probably really messes with their hair a lot because we have so many hair cards. But yeah, they definitely dye their hair a lot, so they can just come in like every week with a different hair color or something. We have here green eyes. And that's just one of the ways, another way they express their creativity, and they express themselves is through their hair colors. We have here intelligent. Yeah. And I feel like they have so many different types of intelligence. Like it's not just book intelligence or logic. It's also emotional intelligence that they have. We have here onion. And what I mean by onion is like, you know, in Shrek, where it's like they're extremely layered and multifaceted, where it's like you every time you see them, you learn something new about them, and it's just once you think you know them, they just surprise you again, and you question like, man, do I really even know this person? Because it's like they have so much depth to them, so many layers to them, that it's always very exciting when you meet them. There's just always something new to learn about them. And then we have here perceptive as well. Yeah, definitely very perceptive, very observant, very intuitive. Especially when it comes to, I feel like, other people and their emotions and their motives and their intentions with things. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why they've had a hard time connecting with people in the past, because they can read them so easily, and so they can very easily tell fake people from not fake people. And unfortunately, a large part of our world, and I guess specifically when it comes to this person and the people they grew up around and the people they are around currently, probably were surrounded by a lot of fake people, and they are the type of person where they're going to have very close, they're quality over quantity here. They want very, very good quality relationships, and they don't really care about the quantity. But that is all I'm seeing for you here today, Pile 4. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello, Pile 5, and welcome to your reading, where we'll be taking a look at a soulmate that you will be meeting in this lifetime, just their personality traits, physical traits, how your connection is going to go, and potentially when you will be meeting this person, anything that wants to come out, any messages that want to come out in regards to this connection and this soulmate. And so I have your tarot cards here. Once we get through these, I have some additional oracle cards that we will be pulling from. And once we get through those, I have these song cards that I made specifically for this reading that kind of they all remind me of like the soulmate connection and things like that. And once we pull from those, I do have physical and personal traits that I have written down that we will be pulling from as well, to get very detailed into who this soulmate is and your connection with them. But and I do want to say, this is the second time it's happened today. It's been quite frustrating, but I've been trying to get through it. I sat down, started doing a reading, was about 5 minutes in, and I realized that the camera was not filming, so I just want to say that. So when I put your tarot cards down, I'm going to try to get through the messages that I had already said before, as much as I can remember, as well as any new ones that would like to come through. But let's go ahead and see. So you got the 8 of Wands in reverse, the Queen of Wands in reverse, the Knight of Cups upright, the King of Swords in reverse, and the 6 of Swords in reverse. So let me just get these situated. All right, pile 5. So first thing I want to talk about is this 8 of Wands in reverse and the Queen of Wands in reverse, where I feel like you are going to meet this person at a time when you have kind of turned your back on a lot of connections, friendships, romantic interests, just anything that has not aligned with you for a very long time and that just don't bring joy into your life. I feel like this person's going to come at a time where you've just turned your back on a lot of connections, and you've probably been spending some more time alone, not going out as much with this Queen of Wands in reverse. And I feel like it's a time where you're just spending time with yourself and enjoying time with yourself and cultivating a very rich inner world, as well as expressing your creativity through something, because I see that this figure is kind of playing this harp. So maybe you have picked up maybe at the time you will pick up like a new musical instrument or start learning to draw or write or something that will allow you to express your creativity. And then when I get to this Knight of Cups, when I flipped this card over the first time, what I heard in my head was that this person's going to kind of come and sweep you off your feet. And I feel like they're going to come in unexpectedly at a time where you're not really looking for any sort of social connections, romantic or platonic, whatever it is. And they're going to come in just so unexpectedly and just sweep you off your feet. I just keep hearing that in my head. And they really seem like they are very romantic, and very caring, very kind. They want to make you feel comfortable and I feel like they show their love, they show their kindness through action. So rather than like saying, oh, I care about you, I love you, they're going to show it through their actions rather than just their words. So if this is like, I'm getting that this is going to be, for most of you, a romantic connection here, but it could be like a very close friend for some of you. But whatever it is, they're the type that are going to, give you little gifts, like buy you something at the store because it reminded them of you. They're going to be thinking about you a lot. Like, you're going to be very important in their life, and I feel like they will be important in your life too. And they're going to make you feel like, like you're wanted, that they want you, that they want to see you, that they like spending time with you, because probably, I feel like in the past, perhaps, people like would say that stuff. They'd say, oh yeah, I love you, or I care about you, but they wouldn't really show that they do. It was all just talk. It was all just words with this King of Swords in reverse. They never followed through on their words. And I feel like this person is going to be the total opposite of people that you have dealt with in the past, that you have turned your back on. They're going to bring hope back into your life again, because I feel like you're going to be at this point where you have just given up on all relationships and love and strong connections like that. And you know what? I feel like at the time, if you have any doubts of that you made the right thing, cutting certain people out, cutting certain things out of your life, they're going to come in and show you that, yes, you did make the right decision, because the way they treat you, the way they support you and make you feel in this relationship is going to be, it's a very rare thing that you have not experienced a lot in past relationships, past connections that you've had with people. Because I feel like they're going to make you feel heard. They're going to make you feel seen. And like I said, they're just going to come in so unexpectedly and surprise you. They're just going to be there's going to be a surprise. And I feel like it's going to take probably a while for you to open up to them, to be comfortable with them. And they're just going to be so patient with you every single step. They're going to let you come to them on your own terms, and they're not going to force anything. They're not going to try to control you in any way. They just seem like they're going to be so genuine when it comes to you. which is wonderful to see, because I feel like you have been quite hurt in the past, and that's why you've had to, or you know, at this time you've kind of been spending more time alone, and you're gonna be at a point where you would rather be alone than spend time with fake people or spend time with people who don't actually care about you. I don't know, looking at the King of Swords, I just heard talk is cheap in my head, where I feel like that's exactly what it is, where they're not going to need to use a lot of words with you because their actions are going to speak so much louder. I also got the message that they may speak a different language than you, or just be really good at learning languages. I feel like your main language, your first language, is not going to be their first language. It's probably going to be their second or third language as well. I'm also getting like Spain or Italy for some reason with this Knight of Cups as well. So I don't know, maybe they'll be from Spain or Italy. Maybe you'll travel there and you'll meet them there, something like that. I feel like you will have to, perhaps you guys may have like some sort of body of water in between the two of you, an ocean, a sea, something like that with this Knight of Cups, because it's like this person's going to be traveling over the ocean to see you. And I feel like they will, is going to be, and we have the Six of Swords in reverse, which can indicate sort of travel and long distance as well. So I feel like if that's the case, then this person, I feel like, is going to be the one to travel to you first. Or they will be traveling in your country, and that's kind of how you meet. And so I feel like you guys will be interacting probably through messages a lot the first few months of your connection, like after, because I feel like you guys are going to meet in person and then move away from each other, or like this person will have to leave, or you'll have to leave wherever you are and communicate through text or social media, the internet, for a little bit. But I feel like it's like this person is going to feel so much more like a friend or a romantic partner, even though you're only speaking to them through text, than people who are actually in your life. And it's going to feel very, very different there. And I feel like even though you guys may potentially like not be able to see each other as much when you first start talking to this person, like you're not really going to feel it all that much, just because you're going to be talking to each other so much. And like, rather than just talking through text, it's like you'll hang out through video text, and just like, for instance, if this is like a romantic connection, if this turns out to be like a romantic connection, it's like you'll have dates over video, you know, like dinner dates with candles and things like that. And it's not going to feel it like there's so much distance between you, just because you guys are very, very connected like your souls are very connected, and you're very connected in the spiritual realm. And you're just going to bring that into the reality as well. And I'm also seeing like this person ordering you like food randomly as a gift, and you doing the same to them, or like you just having flowers show up at your doorstep from this person randomly, and both of you just exchanging gifts like that and things. This person's love language definitely seems to be like gift giving and acts of service and things like that. And I feel like it's actually going to be quite good that you start talking to this person through text more at first, because it's not going to be like this person is coming and taking away your independence, this independence that you have found, the solitude that you have found. It's not going to feel like that, you know. It's going to be like, you know, I can find this solitude whenever I want, and then when I want to talk to somebody, when I want to hang out with somebody, I can go to this person and hang out with them, and you know, they'll always be there for you. So that's really nice to see, because it's not going to feel like I said before, I think I said it here, or I said it when I was first filming your video, it's not going to be like they're trying to control you. They're not going to be controlling at all. They're really actually going to probably let you lead this connection at first. Yeah, that's interesting. But let's get some more cards here for this soulmate that you will be meeting in this lifetime, pile 5. Yeah, I just feel like this person's just gonna be so genuine towards you. Oh, wow, look at that. I'll read that in a moment. I'm just going to get one more card from these just to describe this soulmate that you will be meeting in your life. Okay. Oh, that was 2 cards. I'm just going to take these 2 cards. So we have here hedonist with the light attributes, inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. With the shadow attributes, pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. I feel like you guys, one of the ways you guys are really going to connect with is food and like trying different types of food. Cooking, perhaps both of you may be interested in cooking, but this person will definitely, I feel like I'm getting the message, be interested in cooking and may cook you meals as a form of love and expressing their love for you. And then we have here networker. With the light attributes, enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. And the shadow attributes, conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. And then we have here mystic. With the light attribute, revels in intimate union with the divine. And the shadow attribute, delusional rapport with the divine. I don't know why I find that so funny to read. But, yeah, with the hedonist, you guys are just gonna have I'm getting, Taurus energy from this card, or just Venus energy in general from this card. So this may be a, Taurus or Libra, or they just may have a lot of prominent placements in, Libra or Taurus. And with the networker card, pile 5, it kind of reminds me of this King of Swords in reverse as well, where I feel like this person may have a lot of people around them trying to get their attention just because they come off as a very nice and genuine person, but they are very particular about who they make connections with, I feel like. And once you guys meet, it's like they're only going to have eyes for you, and they're only going to want to put time and energy into you as well. And they may even, once they meet you, like I feel like once they meet you, I don't feel like they will have been into sort of a lot of like spiritual practices or like tarot, astrology, things like that. I think they're kind of gonna get into it through you, whether if you are interested in it or just by like being curious about you and how you feel about them. They may turn to tarot readers, tarot cards, things like that, but I think they should be careful with that because they may get like not know a lot of like how to avoid like scammers and things like that. So they may get scammed at some point with that. I don't know. That's just a random message that's coming through here. But let's get some more cards here for this soulmate that you will be meeting. So that's 1, that's 2. Okay, so we have here Buffalo upright, and then Cheetah in reverse. Yeah, this Cheetah in reverse reminds me of this 8 of Wands as well, where, you know, cheetahs are the fastest mammals, the fastest land mammals on Earth, and with it in reverse, it's like, for me, just right off the bat, intuitively, it's like slowing down, you know, to a stop. And 8 of Wands can also talk about things slowing down. So I feel like this is going to be a connection that starts off very slow. I feel like you guys are going to take it very, very slow. And I feel like it's going to be more on your side because you don't want to rush into things. You really want to know this person and learn about them before you make any sort of commitment, take any sort of action. And this person is going to be right along with you, where they're just going to be sitting. It's like, you know, I'll wait for you forever. And they're just going to enjoy your company so much that what you label it as, what you determine it to be, isn't going to matter as much as just spending time with you and being able to have any sort of connection with you. So they're not going to rush you to make any sort of decision or take any sort of action at all. And with this buffalo card, this card talks about kind of how the buffalo is the perfect balance between the physical realm and the spiritual realm, and that they're grounded and yet they still have a connection with the divine and with the spiritual realm. And I feel like this person is going to be very much grounded in the physical realm when they meet you, but through meeting you, that's how they're going to kind of be opened up to the spiritual side of things and spiritual side of the world and the laws of the universe and tarot cards and the divine and other spiritual beings. They're really going to be opened up to that, and through you, and they're going to be able to balance both of those sides of themselves. And I also feel like through this, because I feel like it's going to be quite a slow start, when you guys connect, I feel like this person, what drives them, what's going to drive them, and what's going to continue to have them waiting and things like that, is because they really are going to see that there's something special about this connection, there's something divine about this connection, there's something spiritual about this connection, and that any obstacles, any challenges that you go through along the way are just lessons that for them to learn in order to have an even stronger connection with you. Yeah, and with this cheetah in reverse, like, I feel like this person's really just gonna awaken you again and like revitalize this hope that you have for life and allow you to see the beauty in life and in everything, by indulging in those material and physical things. Because because you're gonna be in this period of, I feel like, a spiritual awakening, or just really focusing on yourself and your spirituality, your spiritual growth, your personal growth, things like that. And this person's going to come in and they're going to respect that and, learn something from that as well. But they're going to also show you how to have fun, how to enjoy yourself in this world as well. Enjoy yourself again and find pleasure in life, find joy in life once more. But let's get some more cards here. Pile 5. For this soulmate that you will be meeting. We have your retreat. Spoil yourself in the morning mist. Breathe in nature's sweet sunset. That reminds me of this hedonist card and the 6 of Swords. And we have here surprises that came out as well. Under the most ordinary stone is an undisturbed garden. I'm getting so many messages with this, where one, it's just confirming what I said before. Like, this person's going to come in as a surprise to you. They're also going to surprise you a lot with their actions, because they're going to be so much different than anybody you've ever met before, anyone you've ever formed a connection with before, and like that in a positive way, because they're going to defy all expectations and surprises that you have. Like, maybe you have like extremely low expectations for people now, or during this time, and this person's going to come in and be like no, those people did not treat you right. I'm here to treat you right. I am definitely getting a very romantic connection here rather than platonic, but for some of you, it could be platonic. And then with retreat, yeah, I feel like you guys are going to go on a lot of retreats together, whether they're kind of like spiritual retreats, because I feel like you both are going to be into this, but not only just spiritual retreats, but just finding retreat in each other and finding comfort in each other when the world may be a bit too harsh or too chaotic. And then you guys will probably travel a lot as well, and just enjoy yourself so much, I feel like. And then the retreat card also reminds me of the 6 of Swords, where if you see her, there's a bunch of this darkness below, and she's, sitting up here pretty with the goose and things like that. And I feel like this person's just going to be such a breath of fresh air. But let's go ahead and get you some of these song cards. Pile 5. you have here I Need More by Haley Bennett. Okay. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Catch Me by Demi Lovato also makes sense for this situation. And then Stay by the Annex. Yeah. Okay. So with I Need More, I'm going to just give you an overview of these songs, and then I'll go through each of them and see if there's any lyrics that stand out to me. But with I Need More, first of all, this is a song from a musical called Cyrano. You might want to watch that movie because I feel like, I don't know, that vibe of that movie kind of reminds me of this person, especially the main character, Cyrano. But with I Need More, it's pretty much like this woman talking about how, I know there's one lyric that's like, don't you dare tell me you love me. I've heard that line before. And it especially makes sense with Catch Me as well, where it's like you've been hurt in the past. People have told you they loved you, but their actions did not match up with their words. And it's like this person's actions are going to match up with their words, you know? And then with Stay, we have, I feel like this person's just going to be so loyal to you and really revitalize you, really give you that spark again for romance and love and like that passion for each other, because I feel like that's something you will have lost right now. And I keep trying to say it in the present, so I feel like this could be something that you are going through right now, and so you will be meeting this person soon if this sounds like something that you have been going through currently. But let me go ahead and just look at the lyrics for each of these songs. Yeah, some of the lyrics from this song is I feel like I've been too long with my thoughts anyway. I've cornered myself in the loneliest place. I won't let you lose me now that you've found me. You know what to say, so just say it now to me. And yeah, like I said before, don't you dare tell me you love me. I've heard that line before. And yeah, with Catch Me, so we have, but you're so hypnotizing. You've got me laughing while I sing. You've got me smiling in my sleep. And I feel like that's exactly what they're going to do. They're just going to come in and just change and just bring so much joy into your life again. But in this song, she also talks about kind of being terrified of the other person leaving her or breaking her heart because she's just been hurt so many times. But towards the end, she says, and for the first time in my life, I know it's real. So yeah, that's definitely interesting that those two songs came out. And then with Stay by the Annex, I don't know how to tell you how I feel. Can't find the words to make it real. Just know that you're the only one. Stand by you over anyone. And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying with this King of Swords in reverse, this person is not like I feel like this person is just like, they may not be the type to say I love you all the time. They'll say it when they mean it, and that will give it a lot more meaning than just saying it, you know, all the time. But you won't have to hear it because they'll show you through their actions that they love you. And then we have, there are no words to justify how my dreams of you have multiplied. I knew it was you from the start, filled with you in my heart. Yeah. Once you meet this person, you may start dreaming about them a lot as well. And especially if you're in this place where you're not really looking for any sort of connection, for you to start dreaming about this person, it's like, okay, why am I dreaming about this person? But yeah, that's very interesting to see. But I definitely recommend listening to these songs. I feel like they will give you a lot of messages and insight into how this connection with this person will be like. But let's get some physical and personality traits here for you guys for this soulmate. Okay. So you have here gentle. Yeah, they're definitely going to be very, very gentle because I feel like they're going to sense that you've had a lot of probably bad experiences in the past when it comes to other people. And just because I feel like they're just so naturally gentle as well. And then we have here nurturing. Yep. Definitely get that vibe. Stable. Onion. And what I mean by onion is kind of like, you know, in Shrek, where there's just going to be so many different layers to them. Then we have here strategic. Interesting. We have here black hair, short hair, and charm. Definitely very charming. And I feel like I feel like this is the only pile where a lot more personality traits came out rather than physical traits. So I feel like both of you, and especially this person, they're more of the type to fall in love with a personality, with a soul, to place more emphasis on a personality rather than just like physical looks. It's like once they care about you, once they start liking you, you just become, you know, 10 times more attractive and things like that. They definitely place more emphasis on personality rather than just looks, which perhaps maybe people have placed more emphasis on your looks in the past. I don't know. But that is all I am seeing for you here today, pile 5. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.